Well, hey everybody, it's Nate with the gang from Joplin. Woo! We got us another Chords and Coffee in Joplin and happened to be coming by, and this is about as impromptu as you get. I gave them no warning, but because these gents are about as lovely of a collection of humanity as you could come up with in the music store, they said, Nate, we will enter into the octagon with you and do a little Chords and Coffee. So we got to talking, and Ty is a brand new dad. How long have you been a dad? Like months?
Like a year.
Like a year?
Yeah.
A year dad.
A year and
Comment below if you're a dad and you've got some advice for old Ty here. And Ty, tell them what you said. I said, what's a new dad revelation? And just tell the folks what you said.
Yeah, I've learned to just really take in the little things. I've never been good at just living life in the mundane, but I've really found a lot of joy in that lately, and just hanging out, doing nothing. Yeah, it's been really, really good for me, for my soul. It's been very cleansing.
That's awesome.
So to speak. Yeah.
I love that. One of my favorite movies of all time is Lonesome Dove. If you've never seen Lonesome Dove and you've got 8 hours of your life with nothing to do, it's a good snowy day movie. I don't know that it's 8 hours, but it's a long movie. But there's a character in there named Augustus McCrae, played by Robert Duvall, who's Augustus is kind of a hero to me, if you will. Not a picture-perfect life, but who has one of those? Right. Anyway, he's got some faults, as we all do. And so with that being said, Augustus is telling Lori, who's a character in the movie, who desperately thinks that her life will be different if she can somehow make it to San Francisco. And San Francisco is sort of a metaphor for the grass is always greener on the other side. If I can just have this, if I can just get to this place, if I can just do this, I'll be happy. And Augustus says, that's not where happiness is at. Happiness is enjoying the simple things. Cold glass of buttermilk, the company of an ornery gentleman. Right? And so anyway, that's what we've been talking about today, is just the simple things. And Dan, you're a wonderful singer and musician. All you guys, Ty, Matt, you guys are awesome. And if you didn't know, we did a Joplin blues jam. And that was I've been to a few blues jams in my life, and I know you have too, but that was about the most fun I think I've had at a blues jam. And also, it was really good. There were some really great musicians. You want to give anybody a quick shout out? And maybe that's dangerous, because I know you probably forget somebody.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of local Joplin heroes and some that even came from out of town. So
yeah, there was some, and of course the Christopher Shane crew that just happened to be rolling through. And if you hadn't watched that Chords and Coffee, you should. But anyway, it was great. And one of the songs, because when you're in a jam, you end up pulling rabbits out of the hat, trying to find a tune that we can all conspire on. So one of them that I think you sing great, and these guys are just jumping into it, is Tupelo Honey. And I thought it'd be cool to maybe teach the folks this tune, and then we can play it. I'm going to try to wield this with one of these. And I know 3 licks, and one of them I know in 2 keys, so it's just 2 licks, right?
That's 3 more licks than I know.
Exactly. So anyway, with that being said, Tupelo Honey. So it's in the key of G, and we're doing just good old more than words G, or every rosette's a thorn G, depending on how you like to butter your biscuit here. But so middle finger on the 3rd fret of the low E, index finger on the 2nd fret of the A. The G string, or the D string and the G are both open, and then ring finger and pinky are on the 3rd fret. Ring is on the B, pinky is on the high E. And so you've got a G chord that has 2 Ds in it. So it's got more 5s and it's got 3rds. Fun fact. And then it goes to G over B, which is simply just taking your middle finger off, use that responsibly, and just keep your middle finger sort of hovering above the E, so you're kind of not playing that low E, and then your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A. So really that's the only thing that's going to happen is the middle finger's coming off.
Yep.
And then to good old C add 9. Well, what is that? Well, your ring finger, pinky don't move, but then your middle finger comes to the 3rd fret of the A, and then your index finger comes to the 2nd fret of the D, and then right back to that G chord, right? Then we do that
on the second phrase, it ends on the D.
And how do you think
I play a weird D.
Show me your thing.
I bar the G, B, and E. And then just put my.
Somebody comment below, but I think Tom Petty may do his like that too. So you're in good company. That's right up there with this G right here. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
You ever seen this one where you have your thumb over the low E right there? There was a guy, the first proper man cave I ever went to when I was a kid living in Boot Hill, Missouri. This guy had a metal building, like a pole barn, that he had made into a venue.
Nice.
And he walked in there and he could flip a switch. The whole thing like came on.
That's awesome.
And he was a maintenance man in the factory where my dad worked. And he got up there and he had like lights and, you know, like it was literally like a little venue, and he had a bunch of plastic tables where folks could bring your own whatever and enjoy the show, right? And he would sit up there and that's the first time I ever saw him playing that G like that. But I mean, there's some merit to that, just like there's some merit to this, because now you got your pinky free for activities. You like activities. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, so then what else? So after that, there's a little maneuver coming up, right?
Yeah.
Is this it?
No.
Okay. And that's that D we just talked about. Then the G over B. Back to G. And then this is the maneuver right here, right?
Yep.
How satisfying is that?
Nice little
It's
walk
great.
down.
It's good.
Yeah.
Cold glass of buttermilk. Anyway, so you've got this little, from this C, you've got that on the A string, just walking it down, C, B, A, and then to G. And that's the whole tune, isn't it?
That's it.
Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Man,
Simple but sweet.
let's go ahead and drink this buttermilk, all right?
All right.
And fire it up. Should I count it all?
Yeah, go for it.
1, 2, ready.
All the teen shine.
It's Chords Coffee, folks. Keep going.
Put it in a big brown bag for me. Sail it right round on the 7 oceans. Smack dab in the middle of the deep blue sea.
Yeah,
Got the
come on,
words.
Dave.
But she's as sweet as Tupelo honey. She's an angel of the first degree. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. Just like honey, baby, from the bee. You can't stop us on the road to freedom. You can't keep us 'cause our eyes can see. Men with insight, men in granite, nights in on the Benton, chivalry. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. She's an angel of the first degree. She's as sweet as Tupelo honey. Just like honey, baby, from the bee.
not bad. Hey,
Got a little
simple
choked up.
song. Yeah, it's all right. Got a little choked up. That was beautiful. You know, I thought that was a beautiful song because you were talking about your son. That guitar's a tough guitar. You were talking about your son, and it's so, man. I'm a dad. I got 2 kids. How many kids do you have?
I got 4.
4, yeah. And you got some pets
And a lot of great friends.
and a lot of great friends. God, look, what a great segue. You handled that beautifully. Music is a wonderful metaphor for navigating life because music is about relationships. The way notes relate to each other, the way intervals relate to it. I mean, the way harmony relates to each other is truly about the relationships. You know, a note can sound, awful and dissonant, but then in the right context, all of a sudden it sounds beautiful and introspective and like longing and like it's wanting more, and it's a transition from one thing to the next. I mean, honestly, music is about tension and release, and the thing that makes music beautiful is the transition from tension to release. And to your point, being in that moment and enjoying it for just what it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what you're doing, where you are, and might not even know who you are, but you're watching this. You've come to this point in life, and we are all about encouragement here. And so I just want to encourage you. If things aren't going exactly the way that you wish they were, this too shall pass, and enjoy the moment of that passing and entering into the release, because it's coming. Tension can't last forever.
Yeah.
It can't last forever. Just like release can't either. And so it's learning to enjoy that cold glass of buttermilk. It's learning to enjoy those little simple moments, that first walk, that giggle. It's learning to enjoy the simple 3-chord song like Tupelo Honey.
Yeah.
And also enjoy the good company of some good folks right here on Route 66 at the Joplin store. If you hadn't been to this store, truly, this is one of my favorite places to visit. Other stores, don't feel weird about it. I'm just saying it, okay? I love these guys, and I love you too, but this really is. Every time I walk in, it just feels good. You guys have done such a wonderful job of cultivating a beautiful atmosphere. Listen, I'm not special. They will sit down and play with you when you come walking in the store. If you poke and prod him enough, Dan will start singing. Ty's got a beautiful yodel.
It's true.
Anyway, hey, I love you. Y'all are the most encouraging guitar playing collection of humanity out there in the universe. Thanks for watching Chords and Coffee. Tune in next week, 9 a.m., and we'll do this again. We'll see you then.